All right. Hello and welcome, everyone, to the Friday show. You made it. Now, last Friday, we obviously didn't have a show because we were at the Techno Security Conference all week. And Friday was my travel day. There's no way I would have made it back. And doing a podcast live from me driving the car on the way back it would have ended up horribly bad and pretty ugly and scared my wife terribly to death, which I do anyway driving. That's just the way it works. Anyway, hey, welcome to the Friday, you guys. You made it. Welcome. I'm curious if you're here, say hi down into the chat. And I forgot to tell my two guests that we were having a little issues in the green room or the backstage area, whatever you want to call it, of techno nerd stuff. You guys should be able to see comments and reactions to the live audience back in there. And then we have a private chat also. Yeah, we can talk about people also in there's a private chat with just us for back in there. If you guys can see that in the chat areas. So there's our catch up from Green Room. How are you guys doing? It's can you guys believe it's like the middle of June already? It's literally, I'm looking at the date. It's the 14th and we're halfway through June. It seems like it's just now starting to warm up here in Northern Ohio, which it's not probably much different from where my guests are at, which we'll bring on here in just a second. But again, like I said, we were at Techno last week. That was absolutely awesome. Lots of fun there. Got to see a lot of great people that I haven't seen. It's more of a family reunion for me than it is anything else, just to see a lot of you guys were there for that matter. Came up and said how much you enjoy the nonsense that we do here on the Upcast every Friday. So I appreciate that. Like I said, I just call it the really bad late night talk show that we do in the middle of the day. That's really what we do, is just try to have fun and connect as digital investigators and try to sort this whole thing of chaos that we do. So it's much appreciated. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guests here. Hold on, let me look at the right button here. All right, guys, no drinking all right, no, you're good. Anyway, there you go. Tom, you can drink all you want. It's you too.
You cannot tell me I can't drink.
They don't care. Yeah.
This is 7 o'clock on a Friday. We're drinking.
Yeah, absolutely. I still have my coffee mug in front of me. So that's what my kind of day has been. I got to get you one of our, next time I see you guys, both of you, I'm going to get you, is this the plain one? This for being on the show. Oops, hold on. I don't know if you've seen this before, but it's not really a shot glass, but it's been converted into one. It's a 30 millimeter round that's fired out of, if you've ever heard of hold on, what did I just do with that? I had that thing. It's an A-10 Warthog. It's a close air support. Here it is. It's right here. I bent the card all up, but it's that aircraft. This shell was actually fired out of it, and we make shot glasses out of it. And I'll send you guys these fun things. So then you can really drink properly on a Friday. How's that?
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got a 30 cal bullet that was converted into a bottle opener. When you go to the local pub and you open up a bottle with a 30 cal, it's get people looking at you. Yeah. It's suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah, especially over there where firearms aren't really all that common, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, guys, welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your Friday evening to come on and chat with me a little bit and to the chaos of really the unscripted show that we just do, and we just come on here and have a little bit of fun. So welcome to the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Hey, Liam and Tom, I'm going to let you guys kind of talk about yourselves just for a little bit. Introduce yourselves to our audience. And Liam, I'm going to start with you, if you don't mind. And just tell them who you are, what it is that you do, and, how you got started. I guess that's the more important thing, too, is how you got into this crazy industry.
Yeah, of course. Oh, well, thanks, Kevin. So I'm Liam Owens. I'm a doctor in AI, the geek, I guess, or one of the many geeks here at Stuff One. A little bit about me. So CEO and founder of Semantics 21. I've been trending through all my life. I was a massive CSI geek. I love CSI. Everything that they made possible, drop a phone on a table and suddenly everything gets extracted. That's what I wanted to do. All that kind of sexy kind of forensics, that was the big thing. So undergraduate degree in digital forensics. During that time, I had the privilege of working in one of the greatest forces here in the UK, the Staffordshire Police. Loved it, loved what they do. They're a team of wonderful people, just like all the investigators were absolutely phenomenal. And, from there, I was offered to do my PhD and bypass my master's, become a doctor specialising in digital forensics and artificial intelligence, which was really novel, new at the time. So completely uncharted territory back in 2009 through 2014 when I did my PhD, and taught digital forensics at Staff Uni at the time. Loved it. While walking around working with staffs in different forces. One thing that came about there was being exposed to all this fantastic research of, facial recognition, image comparison, all this wonderful AI that we now see more every day, but over there was still sort of very, very new, not really out there. But nothing was getting into forensics, and that frustrated me because you've got heroes across the world doing the most difficult jobs in the world, or some of the most difficult jobs in the world, definitely. And they didn't get helped by all this fantastic AI that was going out to all the big boxes in terms of, commercialization for cars and shopping, etc.
Sure.
So I really wanted to help there. So I created Semantics 21. And the aim was to bring the forces, two things: bring forces to the 21st century, hence it's 21, and also to bridge what we call the semantic gap. So I'm a geek. Hopefully the geeks understand and know what I'm on about, but it's a Terminator effect. What separates us from the machines, the abilities that we as humans can learn and can adapt without having pre-knowledge, by just simply experiencing, and by that experience being able to make decisions on our own and make things better. So by bridging that semantic gap and then bringing forces 21st century. But the crucial aim for me really is to do what we can to tackle child abuse. And that's really the big focus of S21. So we started S21 in 2015, and it's just strength to strength, and we love working with all the people out there. It's a dream come true to work with amazing people doing amazing work. So that's really about me. I don't want it to be about me. And great team here doing phenomenal work, and we're just proud to help. Really proud to help and do everything we can.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Megan is noticing. Hang on, let me publish this view here real quick. There you go, so we can bring the chat up onto the screen.
Oh,
she noticed. Yeah. We're all nerds, so we all notice the nerdy little things that are hiding in somebody's background. Yeah. And if you can kind of see it back there.
Thank you. There is actually The Shining as well, just that way. Just above my shoulder, you got Johnny Depp and not Johnny Depp, Jack Nicholson in The Shining just below as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Here's Johnny, the little white head there. That's what it is. So, yeah. I'm a bit of a geek. I can only apologize. It's just a bit of a geek all the way there.
Yeah, I mean, hang on. I just got to step aside a second. There's no really. I mean, there's lightsabers for crying out loud that are hiding back there in the background. So that's what it is. I think Tom had a jump stage moment. We call that in the rock band world. He went stage diving. So he'll be back here in just a second, I'm sure. At some point, come back.
Awesome. So.
Yeah. Oh, great. We got some people here from Arizona, and there you go. All right. I wonder if we have anyone. Has anyone actually joined us from anywhere else than the U.S. other than yourself? I wonder. We'll give them a second. Now, the challenges with this is we're on about a 15-second delay, and that really does nothing for us. We can't. It's not like we could beep out if we start on a swear tangent or anything like that. So when we do ask a question, we just have to wait a few seconds to pop in there. Hey, there he is. We thought we lost you, and you just decided, forget this. This show's too boring. I'm going to go drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I've heard Liam talk so many times. I don't need to watch this again. No, I'm currently. Yeah, you said the weather's picking up where you are. I'm currently in Nottingham, which is in the middle of England, and we've had the worst summer so far. And we are literally on the edge of a storm that's just taken out the whole of the internet for the house. So the kids are downstairs. I can shout. They're going. The Xbox has just gone off. I know something's gone wrong. My broadband dies. So yeah, I apologise about that. We should be good.
No worries. That's the joys of doing a live show. It's just you never just know what's going to happen. That's part of the fun.
I know. Yeah, I've now got the sun coming out, so I've got the sun coming through a window, and I'm like, this is really, very difficult. So
in England, it's like vampire. The sun.
This is really nice. Yeah, I'm going to town whilst I'm talking to you guys. So, I assume you've asked Liam who he is, and he's geeked you out. I'm nowhere near as geeky as Liam. My background is in policing. So I was a police sergeant at Nottinghamshire Police for 17 years. I ran a high-tech crime unit. So we always used to say if your seized evidence had a battery or a cable or a plug connected to it, it was my team that investigated it. So we had the free reign to do whatever we wanted. So we detected things like Cellbrite before they were creating a Cellbrite kit for downloading phones. We realised in the commercial space you could buy a new phone and could plug a phone into a box and extract the data and put it onto a new phone. We thought that's quite cool. Policing could benefit from that. So spent a lot of time backward engineering other people's kit to really push forensics on. Always been a massive Apple fan, so left policing in 2017 to work for Black Bag Technologies, obviously based down in California. Loved working with those guys, did lots of traveling, was part of their sales team. And then they were acquired by Cellbrite, so worked for Cellbrite. Again, very sales-based, but I've known Liam for many years, and I like the mission of what Semantics 21 are trying to do. So it was kind of, right, let's leave the traditional sales role at a Cellbrite company. Great guys there, but let's go and try something else and see if we can elevate our tools to get them into the hands of investigators. It's the area I think forensics has been a bit stale in the past. Probably the most important crime to investigate. It's the hardest, the most rewarding. So we've got some tools that we wanted to get into the hands of investigators to help them. So I'm definitely more cop than sales. Like I say, definitely not as geeky as Liam and the rest of the engineers here.
He is. If he wasn't before, he is now. I promise. Definitely.
You're slowly converting him over.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I learned my lesson, Kevin, when you sit in some of the calls, the developers and the team, you'd say, okay, just explain to me how does that work? And then 3 hours later, having a maths lesson and a science lesson, I'm like, I'm not going to ask again. Just show me the product at the end. I only need just draw me a picture of what's happening. Don't tell me the maths.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't ask ever developers those kind of questions.
But then Tom goes the other way, and he said that he's like he has these dreams, and he wants these dreams to come true. So Monday's the worst day for it. Tom will come in on Monday and be like, I've had 2 or 3 full days of dreams, and now this is what I want, and this is how I envision it working. Don't know how it's going to work, but you make it work, and it's a great challenge to have, and we love it. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Love it. Yeah, it's great.
Well, as long as his dreams are on the technology side of things, you should be fine in those meetings then, right? Nothing too off the wall.
Don't talk about those on a live webinar,
but yeah. No, definitely. I don't want to strike against me from YouTube. We haven't got one yet. And hopefully after this one, we don't get any as well. So that'd be great. Oh, hey, I forgot to tell everybody also, in my intro, is we typically broadcast out onto 4 separate networks. I'm sorry, all simultaneous, which we're back to that. We couldn't do that while we were at Techno last week. Just so the internet connection was really poor in the conference hall. But we're broadcasting out to YouTube, to LinkedIn, to Facebook, and to Twitter/X, depending on if you ever refuse to call it X or whatever it is that it is. But we're broadcasting out to all of those currently. Now, we can see chats when they come in from YouTube. I saw one the other day from X. I don't know how it happened. I didn't think we had that type of integration, but we can also see Facebook. Sorry, LinkedIn, tell Microsoft to open their API and we'd be able to see those chats, but they're not doing it. Yeah, and Megan even refuses to call it X. She's just like, I'm not doing it. No way. So that's where we're broadcasting out. So if you guys have a question for these guys anywhere through the conversation as we get into it, please, by all means, just drop it into chat. And I'll scour the other ones if they don't make it in. And I'll get them to you guys so you can answer those questions that might come in. So, hey, I was perusing the website the other day. I love the style that you guys have on it, and with the little kid with the cape running on the very first page. That's pretty awesome. What you guys have done with that, because, and to me, obviously, I started digital forensics back in 2002 or 2001, something like that. And, that was probably 98% of our was dealing with CSAM type material. And you guys have made this so much easier to deal with, and you've seen the trends over the years, as where things are going. And what do you guys see as some of the top challenges or the trends in the industry that you're seeing come up, preferably here in the near future? Do you see anything that's coming up, or any challenges that the industry faces right now?
Tom, do you want to go first? Or?
Yeah, I think the biggest trend we're seeing is just the sheer volume. I think we even look at Apple with their latest advertisements. They want everyone to use cloud storage, use your iCloud drives. Therefore, they don't want you deleting anything. So as devices continue to take more pictures, better quality pictures, we're going to look at 3D with now vision becoming a big thing. It is sheer volume. And I think we talk to cops now, and they're saying, my investigation a few years ago, it was 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 images. You're not getting to the millions, and 3, 4, 5 million. We've had cases this week, 13 million images that need to be reviewed for an investigation. And that's just it's unmanageable for a lot of police agencies. And then when they say to the poor investigator, hey, you sit there and you look at page one and you scroll through all those images, and when you get to the end, you're done. It's unrealistic. One, you're going to burn your staff out. It's definitely not an intelligent way of reviewing digital media. So volumes is always going to continue to grow. Now, luckily, the technology has improved. And I know everyone's going to be sick and tired of everyone banding around AI. It's been a thing now for a few months, years, where everyone's saying everyone's got AI, every product has AI. But it's true. The AI isn't going to replace a human. Let's get that right. But the human that uses AI will replace the human that doesn't use AI, because it's there to make you more efficient. So to deal with volume, we have to use clever search technology, and artificial intelligence is that. And it's a filtering technology. That's how we've designed it to look for various different objects, from white-collar crime to CSAM. Our AI can detect about 70 or 80,000 different objects. So it's considerably bigger than what most of the tools even consider using. And that's the way you've got to go. So we know volume is going to be a problem. And then obviously within the CSAM world, we know the biggest issue is artificial generated synthetic media, where we're now seeing not only the AI generating material, that some people may have this notion that a child of being generated by an AI, there's no true victim. Well, the AI had to learn from something. There was a victim when the AI was learning. We know most offenders, when they start at a level of viewing material, they will go on to hands-on abuse. The statistics are quite alarming, how many people that have viewed do go on to hands-on. So that isn't going to be a fix. We're seeing more cases pretty much every week where investigators are finding children in their digital media that are in a CSAM environment where they look like they're being abused. They do their investigation, they manage to locate the child, and then they find out the child's never actually been abused. Their face has been deep faked onto CSAM material. So I think a lot of police agencies have seen AI to be a danger, that there'll be a huge explosion in CSAM for them to review. Yes, there is, but now your difficulty of finding a victim is really going to be difficult, because you're going to find these children, but they've never been actually hands-on abused. Just someone stole their identity. And again, I think a lot of police agencies don't realise that's happening, and it is. So yeah, we now have to not only find the material, locate the victim, but then actually make sure that the material is genuine, which is going to cause some challenges with the type of work that the cops are investigating. So they're two big challenges we're seeing. I don't know, Liam, if you have a different sort of look on it from the tech side.
No, I agree. I think, the tech side, there's always challenges. There's more media, there's more complexity in media, there's more codecs out there now. So there's always things we need to think about. And then the whole processing. There's definitely a lot of technical challenges out there, and I think the bringing meaning to data is important. The semantic side of it is understanding what's going on in an image, because that's going to help us get through the amount. I think for me, one of the biggest concerns I have is Tom's absolutely right. This mountain of CSAM, this mountain of media as well, not just CSAM, but just the whole noise around it, means it takes longer. So that means that there has to be knockback in terms of where does someone find the time and the money then to be able to find the CSAM? And my real concern is the victim ID in terms of rescuing actual victims. And for me, it's like another set of heroes, firefighters. They're not there to fight the smoke. They're there to obviously fight the fires. I hope they use that right. Because of the time it's taken now to get through such amounts of media, some forces are finding there's a lot of pressure to go for possession charges only. And sometimes shackles the investigator or stops the investigator from maybe doing what they always want to do, which is to find the kid and to find the suspect. And that's the one that really worries me. As we see media get more and more, the costings, the time, the pressure, there still needs to be we did so many cases, whatever else. And I think sometimes there's the real challenge for investigators to say, no, guys, there's victims. I want to find the victims. So I think the challenge for us technically is how can we try and automate victim ID? Not only to find CSAM, but to really find, try and do a job as good as an investigator, which is never going to be as good as an investigator. But what can we do to, as Tom said, be an investigator who uses AI, not just to find the CSAM, but to finding that victim and to also finding that suspect when we talk outside of. I think, there's definitely loads of technical challenges there, but my concern for me, the biggest challenge is how do we give enough time back to investigators so that they can spend the time they really want to find that victim. That's what I really want us to do as a company, to find more kids. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And to hit on both of your points here just a second, I'm gonna move over to Tom's point first. Is when I was doing these types of investigations, and this also combines with what you just said, Liam. I mean, it was thousands. I mean, tens of thousands of images, and this was early 2000s, mid 2000s. I was doing this, and it was just like, oh my gosh, there's so many, and it's just number one, it's a toll on the investigator because you have to see this, and I didn't have kids at the time. Now that I have kids, there's no way I could do this type of investigation ever again. I just couldn't do it. But it's just a big time suck. But then now to throw in the twist of, hey, is this created from AI? That's not something ever I had to deal with. Is this legitimate? Can we find this? And then how are obviously it varies depending on jurisdiction of how are they combating that type of scenario. I'd be interested to hear if you guys have any hands-on or at least been in touch with your clients of how they're dealing with that specifically.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So go ahead, Tom. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I say it depends what you're dealing with. Like say the legislation in different countries to say if it's AI generated, and we can say yes, it is AI generated. Can they still charge at the same level as if it was a real photo of a child being abused? And I think the standpoint everyone has to take, all legislators have to take, is that image depicts a child being sexually abused for the purpose of sexual gratification for the offender. That's it. That put a line under it. Don't worry if there's a child there that's been abused, because we do know that the AI models have had to learn from CSAM material. If we even try and blur the lines between treating an AI-generated material as a lesser offence, we are causing a huge problem worldwide, and that definitely needs to not happen. I think a lot of the charity groups we work with, the tech firms, the big tech firms. I know as a cop, when I dealt with the tech firms, I would have said they were the devil and they were the worst thing in the world. I've now seen the other side. We work with the tech firms; they're doing a lot of good work, and their problem is they have a mammoth task to deal with, and they don't have technology that was always designed when it first was created to deal with the dangers of what humans are creating. They never really created Facebook, for instance, because they thought people were sharing decent images of kids. It was never designed that way, but they are doing the best they can. And there's a lot of criticism goes to tech industries, but trust me, having seen it from this side, they're working as hard as they can. and they can always do things better. I take it. But we need to definitely say, as an industry, it's not acceptable. We need to, as countries, say it's not acceptable. We need to stop it from being circulated. So luckily, most legislators are on the same page. In the UK, we've been very lucky. Our legislation's always accounted for it. Most of the US is fine. You shouldn't have a problem. North America's fine. But it's those countries where they're a little bit slow to pick up legislation changes, or the legislation was created poorly in the first place. But I hope everyone will do the right thing. And if the tech firms are on the side of us and they believe it's the wrong thing, get it off your platform as quickly as possible. We don't care if it's AI generated or not. It's the wrong thing to be circulating. So I think if we just keep it simple, it is probably my message.
Yeah, whether it's real or not, it's here's my opinion. I don't care if people hate or what. It's just sick. Something's wrong with your brain. There you go. I'm just going to say it because I can. There's something wrong there, and that needs to be addressed. Absolutely, 100%. Never understood it. Never will. And those are my favorite types of arrests to make. Were those sick bastards? I'll just say it. There's no sympathy for it at all.
I fully agree. I think that's what I always said within policing. It is the hardest job in policing. I've done body recovery, surveillance, firearms, everything you do. It has its challenge, but to review CSAM, totally different ball game.
Yep.
And people that do it, I take my hat off to you. You are amazing. But it is, we do it, and I've done it, and other people do it because they want to rescue the children. That's the most rewarding part. And to get these sickos out of our communities and protect people, yeah, that's why it's the best job. I do it for free. It definitely is that rewarding.
Yeah. We worked for government. We practically did it for free as it was. So that's just the way it worked. Right. Hey, I have a question here. Now, we created some questions for you guys and stuff I was curious about since the creation of the company. You said about, was it 15 years ago, Liam? Is that what you had said?
Oh, no, not quite that long. It's only 8 years.
8 years. Sorry.
Years, yeah.
So
I'm old, but yeah.
It's working with Tom. That's done it to you. I understand. Yeah.
Have you seen his grey hairs?
At least you've got hair, Tom.
What do you guys? Every company has a kind of a great proud moment. Something that they've helped, a case maybe that you've helped solve. I'm giving you some time to think about it as I lead into the question. To give you guys a little bit to clue in, because I know you guys get a chance to review these things. Do you guys have a story top of mind of what a proud moment you guys have maybe had as part of Semantics 21? I'll call on Liam first. That way we don't talk over each other.
I've got so many. Every time we get an email or a phone call from someone who just took a moment out of their day to say that they helped save someone. We were training in Halifax only 3 weeks ago, and we trained an officer who took the course on the Friday, and on the Monday they went back and they found a victim over a cross-border case with America that they hadn't been able to find, and they said it was just something they learnt on that course that just made that different. And to be fair with you, we literally fly, we teach, then fly, teach. We don't spend any more than a day anywhere, pretty much, to make sure we can get around all these amazing places. And we were really hanging. I think we were hanging at that time. We were kind of like, it's the flights have got us. So anything like that, and the buzz it creates is unreal. Yeah, there's one moment in particular. I don't know if I can name the force, but I think anyone who's listening, certainly in Canada, will know what I'm on about. There was a really old school user with us. And I say old school. I think they were the third organisation in Canada to ever take our software on, and they're still with us now. They do an amazing job. And they were saying about this investigator, and I think that's important as well. I want to make this point. The software doesn't do it. Okay, we do what we can. The software's there as a tool in the job, but the real hero, and that's why we do it everywhere. The hero is the investigator that sits behind that keyboard and makes that decision to click that button and makes that decision to use the software and makes that decision to think something's not right. So really, it's not about us. It's about, I want to give it back. It's the investigation. This is an example of one of those stories. They had a case where there was unknown victims at that time, and during the case, they managed to identify, I think it was 17 or so victims. I think it went to 34. I think it went more than that. And they actually personally reached out to each of the different victims to help those victims, and one of them was had a horrible time. They were near suicidal, we were told, and that investigator helped them, picked them up, helped them get back to school, etc. And that was just amazing. I got the proud moment to go and hear it being spoken at the strategy meetings, and that just brings tears to your eyes. But again, that's not about us, but to know that we were a small part to help support that is just, for me, it's everything.
Right.
It really is everything. So,
right.
I mean, we're really lucky. We won Queen's Award, won the King's Award a few weeks ago.
Wow.
And they're huge honours. I really do appreciate. I honestly do really do appreciate that. And it's just immense. It's immense for the team as a pickup, but to hear the effect we're having or giving some tools to help is, like I say, I don't want to cry now, but it just makes it unbelievably worth it. It really does.
Right.
So that would be for me. I think that hearing what was said there and listening to the story from their managers level, explain that story in a lot more detail was just unreal. So congrats to them. It really was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can you, for us rebellious colonists over here, can you explain what the King's or Queen Award is?
Apologies.
Exactly what that is.
Of course. So Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth, she set up what's called the Queen's Award in 19. Oh God, I'm going to get the wrong name. In history, she set it up, and every year they elect a small number of businesses to be recognised by the royal household, Her Majesty, and of course His Majesty now, King Charles, in different fields. There's different fields like sustainable development. There's innovation, which is what we won. So for innovation in digital forensics and for obviously we're helping to rescue children. And there's other categories, about 4 or 5 categories. Yes, we were given the Queen's Award in 2019, an unbelievable honour. A company of our size to be recognised by our Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who referred us to Theresa May. Apologies, Miss May, to put us forward to the Queen's Award, and then our PM Rishi Sunak a few weeks ago put us forward, or a few months ago, and we were awarded the King's Award. So it's I would probably say it's the highest honour a business can receive here in the UK. It's unbelievable. So we're to win it once was kind of like a bit of a pinch me moment. To be awarded it is a huge honour, and if His Majesty is listening to this, maybe he is. We thank you so much. It is an honour, and it's an honour to serve our country and to serve the other countries we work in. That's what we're here for. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, everyone appreciates you guys. I'll just let you know in advance. You make life on the investigator a lot easier, and we're going to talk about some of those ways that you can do that as well. But I want to hear from Tom. And Tom, I don't know if you have, a moment that you can remember that is something that you're proud of in the history of the company.
I think Liam's right. I think we get through so many cases that the training course we did recently, pretty much every few days we were getting feedback where people are saying, the thing you just showed me, I've just done a case again, I've found additional victims. We've got Operation Maverick here by one of the Midlands forces. I think they're now up to 75, if I'm not wrong, victims that they've used the software to locate, to the extent where our software has tags. So you tag your victims. And when we were reviewing the case with them to say, okay, how are you using the software? It's great you've got these victims. But we never even we didn't really think that the case you'd get to 75 to 100 victims. So we had to make changes to the software literally the same day that we found out these problems existed to say, we can make tagging even better and easier for you because of this sheer volume. And it is literally, having worked in a previous industry or a previous competitor where it's salaries are very good to come here. We're a lot smaller and salaries are a lot less. I don't work here for money. I work here because I like the job we do. And it's all about how do we make the software better to get those better results. To the extent that we have a school badge lookup tool, so you can describe a school badge that may be seen in one of your pictures, and we'll tell you which school that's come from for England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and the whole of Canada. We even have people that aren't our customers that will say, I've got a case, I know I'm being really, really cheeky, but can you help me? And we'll say, yeah, of course we will. We want to help anyone. Doesn't matter if you're a customer or not. Describe the badge, and we can send the details back and say that's the school that we believe your victim goes to. And then, sure enough, we get emails a couple of days later saying the child's been rescued. We've taken positive action against the offender. So, again, we're there to help. We're not here to make cash. Cash kind of comes as a second thing, even though my title is sales, which is a bit odd. But literally, Kevin, it is every week we have really good positive cases coming back.
That's amazing. That's awesome what you guys are doing. Again, kudos to you for that. And I know if there's investigators listening either live or they're watching it in post and after it's aired, this episode, is that, it's hard to explain to non-investigators the challenges that you go through as an investigator, having to see those types of things in the image. And I know you guys have a lot of great technology built into your tool. But before we go into that, I have to ask Liam a question. Did you watch the Halo series that was on?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I'm so pleased you brought this up because I've been waiting for someone else to have watched it. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. What did you think? No, here's, I'm going to give you my overall opinion. Season 1 was freaking awesome. Season 2, I think they hired new writers because of, I don't know what happened, but towards the end of season 2 had gotten better. But I actually fell asleep during a couple of season 2 episodes, and that never happens. I'm a sci-fi nerd through and through. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean the opening episode is phenomenal. To watch it from a gamer's view from all those years ago, that was just unbelievable. The first episode really hit out. The whole season was good. It went up and down. I agree. Season 2 was a little bit of a letdown for Halo, but I think they put stuff in line for 3 and 4 to be really good. And season 3, I thought was just phenomenal. I thought they got the Covenant right, they got the battle scenes right. But for me, John or 117 or Spartan 117 or Master Chief, whatever we're going to call him, he's a lone guy. He doesn't work with a crew. So I'm I had no spoiler alerts. I think what they did in season 3 makes sense.
Yeah. Because
I think we're going to see the best of Master Chief. And I am. Thank you for bringing it up because I didn't know. Everyone else I asked, don't watch it. I can't understand it. If they're not listening and they watch it and they just want to talk about Halo, drop me an email. More than happy to have that chat with you. I thought they did phenomenal. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Season 3, just stick with it. If you watch season 2, don't go off it. Stick with it because it ties it all in. I think 3 and 4. 3 was phenomenal. I think 4 is going to go even further.
It was just a long wait for season 3, wasn't it? Or was it season 2? The wait was. Which one was the big wait in between them now?
I thought it was 3.
I think so. I had to go back and watch the seasons again just to go, okay, wait, I got to recap everything. So I can't just do an overall recap. I got to watch them all from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Tom, did you watch it?
No.
Go ahead.
You're going to have to ask him about Love Island or something like that. I think he's froze up, which is a good time because he can't answer back.
Yeah, exactly. We can make fun of him all he wants. And he's just sitting there smiling, casually, relaxed.
I mean, if you know Love Island, it's a group of pretty stunning-looking men and women that go to a villa, and they're kind of like just sexual, deviant kind of people, and they have text messages for challenges with each other, and they basically spend the whole time in bikinis. And it's nice, but I won't watch that. No. But Tom's quite into it.
I think you cut me off, Kevin, when I was about to say no, I didn't watch it, so I'm not as geeky as you two.
What? I don't know what happened. Oh, sorry. There was a button right there. We weren't talking about you that short time you were gone. I promise. Unless you watch the replay and find out that we really were, then I lied. So there you go.
No, I think I fell into the same trap that clearly you guys at Halo had to watch everything again. It's like when The Walking Dead, you get the next new version of Walking Dead, and you think, what the hell happened at the start? So you start watching that again, and then you don't realise the program was on for about 10 years, and you've now wasted another few years of your life trying to play catch up. So,
Right. So you're a Walking Dead fan then?
yeah, I did. It's one of those programs, again, brilliant marketing. You watch it from the start. You need to figure out what the hell's going to happen at the end. So you can't not you have to watch it. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So that was. Go ahead.
Say just for the American market and everyone else, there's if you like The Walking Dead, Andrew Lincoln, wonderful. He pretty much started out with a TV series in the UK called Teachers, where he plays a teacher, and he shouldn't be a teacher. He's just inappropriate, not nothing touchy kind of thing, but
sure.
Funny and inappropriate. They get into loads of different stuff. If you like Andrew Lincoln, definitely check out Teachers. I think it's pretty much free online these days. But it's
Teachers,
really
I'm gonna go check it out and see if I can find it, because I don't know if I could watch him anything other than Walking Dead. And to hear, it's funny when you hear him in interviews. Obviously, his accent is very much there, and then in Walking Dead, he's got that raspy, slow voice, and you're like, wait a minute, stop it. Messes with me completely. But if you guys are in Georgia anytime soon, I know some people that live close to where The Walking Dead was filmed down there, so they can maybe get you, show you where that stuff at. What I was just told was that some of the houses that were in it used to be a closed where you could go in for a tour of that town, and some of the houses were actually sold. The land was sold. And then the person that bought it sold off the individual houses, and people went in and rebuilt them and living in them now. So the houses that were actually filmed as part of the set are now real houses where they're in and people are living in it. How cool would that be? Yeah, this is the house that Rick lived in. I'm in it right now.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it's amazing how much money they made. And I think if it's true, I read that the reason season 2 was pretty much farm based was AMC cut all the budgets. It was almost going to get cancelled off or whatever else, and that's why they pretty much spent the whole season just at that farmhouse. So I think that's really look at the money they made out of that now. It's unreal, and all the spin-offs. That's cool.
Yep, absolutely. And Megan says it's like the Christmas Story house, but for The Walking Dead. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Is you guys familiar with the Christmas Story? Is that a cult classic? No, I will.
It's one of many.
Okay, excellent. So I live about maybe not even quite 30-minute drive to where they filmed that house, and someone bought it, and then they refurbished it back because someone had remodeled it and made it all modern looking, and then someone bought it and put it back to the original way it was in the movies, and then opened it for a museum and a tour thing. And it's brilliant. It's really cool to go and see it. And next door where the Bumpus Hounds were. Anyway, my random fact about northern Ohio here is that's where the Christmas Story was filmed, is right here. So
there we go. It's a reason for us to come and travel and see it.
What's that?
That's a reason for us to come and travel and see it.
There you go.
Pop over and see. Yeah.
There you go. We can just swing over to Cedar Point if you guys like roller coasters as well. It's the capital of the world, supposedly. So very good stuff. Very good stuff. All right. Hey, now I want to ask you, I looked at the time. I'm like, holy moly, we're talking a while. I can't believe we've gone 45 minutes already. But I want to ask you your top 3 favorite features. And you might have crossover here. They might be the same. And I'm going to start with Tom this time. Within your software, what are the 3 things that really benefit and can help the investigator, in your opinion, the most?
I think number 1 has got to be the database. So as a bigger project that we'll talk about hopefully in the future on future webinars with you, we have and control the world's largest CSAM, Media Intelligence Database. So we've currently got 2.5 billion records that are law enforcement records. So when we look at things like Project Vic and CADE, this is literally an evolution of those technologies. It's not only a sex offences database, hence the reason why there's a lot of security around what the database can do. At another time, we'll tell you the history and why the database was designed and the way it has been. But that allows investigators to pre-categorize about 50 to 70% of your case automatically. And it is a truly international database that's free currently for S21 customers because it's being released in stages. But it's phenomenal. So if an investigator in Australia identifies CSAM, and then an investigator in America is doing their case, the flag marks, the tags, the notes, the comments, they all get shared. It's a totally offline system because we know most investigators are air-gapped. But it allows you to, one, quickly preview your evidence and find the key evidence, but also if you find a file that's of interest, you're able to see who else has seen it and when. So
awesome.
It is a phenomenal development that we've never seen in the world before. There's nobody else trying to sort of create anything similar. It is limited to the S21 software now, whilst we still build the capabilities and we get the solution working. The nice thing, part of my job is to work with the tech firms, that we're now bridging the gap with the tech firms for tech firm data to come into that same database. So investigators eventually will be able to say these images have come from Sky or Fox News, Facebook, TikTok, whichever the contributing company would be, and they can all contribute their data to the system. It would allow us to have a truly international one point of contact for digital forensics. So it's awesome, and it doesn't cost you a penny to use it. So, or a dollar or a dime. So we've created something with the support of governments to give back. That is probably my favorite capability in the tool.
That's very cool. That's very cool. Now, I've posted the link to your website into the chat, and which it should be clickable. And I think up here on the, it's still on the screen. And I'll post this down in the notes below. So if you guys want to learn more about this, you can. And I just want to kind of say that as we're talking, I know people are probably searching. But let me slide over to you, Liam, with those same questions for you. If you had favorite features or the biggest benefits.
So I think you asked for three. I'll go for three. For me, again, find victims straight away. Find victims is, I believe, as near to automating victim ID that we're going to get for generations, or certainly for 10 plus years, because AI is going to have to start really replicating the human mind beyond what ChatGPT is. Find victims is where at the start of the investigation or any time during the investigation, you can click one window and it talks to you like you do an interview, where it can say, hey, where does your suspect or where do you think your victims could live? And you can literally have a map on screen. You just say, right, I think they could be around here. And it's okay, no problems. Were any nicknames of the girls or the boys or anything like that? Names, keywords, school names, whatever you might be interested in. And it's almost like sitting and having a chat with a virtual colleague and saying, "Well, I know this. Did you go on scene? Did you take any pictures of a family photo on the wall? Yeah, I did. Well, just give me that. Right there you go." And it's one window where you talk to it. You just give it very basic few minutes work, and it will run hundreds of searches, and in the first few seconds of the investigation it'll say, hey, right, now I've found these within your region. I've been able to find these keyword matches and tell you where they are. I've been able to find these objects. You said, hey, my victim has a pink doll, and by putting the pink doll in, we've gone and found any images of the pink doll. And it's kind of like goes from millions of images down to the ones you may want to look at first. And I just think that for me, any way of finding victims, more victims or victims faster, is for me always going to win. So I think that was definitely one, and I think the other two are really geeky. There's one called Auto Scroll, and if I was categorizing, I would be using it. And I hate this a little bit because it is part of Tom's idea anyway. And, it's literally where you can say, hey, I've got a million images, got a filter set, and you say, right, auto scroll, and the application will then either move pages every so many seconds, or you can have it as like a web page where it moves down. So you can keep watching. You can watch with your beer or beverage of your choice. Probably not beers at work, but why not? And the moment something comes up that may be notable, you press spacebar, or whatever. You say, right, here's my Cat 1, my illegal image, and you hit spacebar and it carries on. And then we know that the majority of media is going to be non-notable material. It's going to be junk, spam, whatever else. So you literally can grade your case in a few clicks while sitting having a coffee and that. And it even has a Netflix and chill system built in. I mean, you can't get much cooler than that. Where if you leave it alone for 3 minutes, it basically pauses and says, "Hey, are you actually still here, or are you paying attention to this?" And you can press a button to jump back to where you were, or you can carry it on. But I think one we've done recently, you said 3, so I'll go for the 3 if you don't mind. Triangulation is phenomenal. I mean, this is a CSI. I said earlier on CSI. And
I wanted to talk about. I want to mention that one. Kevin, you will like this. This is very cool.
Yeah.
This is cool. If anyone's ever seen the CSI episode, there's an episode where they've got a video being filmed of a snuff movie, a movie where a person gets killed during the scene of it. And what they do is they look through the window, and through the window they see a part of a building, and they see some other things, and they triangulate where that image was taken or video was taken based on that. It was a CSI Las Vegas episode, for anyone that's interested. Again, I know all of them like the back of my hand. And I thought, how the hell did we do that? You know, for Victim ID, we see so many people now using anti-forensic sharing on social media.
Mm-hmm.
GPS is stripped out of it. But we still see a victim. It's not always just the victim. What can we see behind them? Is there a 3-pin plug on the wall to see it's a UK? Is it a 2-pin? You know, we can pick those things out, and that's what we try and investigate. But triangulation is where you can look out the window and we say, right, we've got Tim Hortons by a Jiffy Lube, which sounds like a sex shop, but it's not. It's a really disappointment when you go in there as a British. Jiffy Lube to any British guy is a sex shop, okay? And I thought my wife was getting a treat when we went there, but she didn't. She got a new pair of tyres. And then, you know, there was something like, I think it was a Roots over the back. And with SOM, we do this and we do our training. We say, right, type these things in. And without any internet, it triangulates, says, right, that's where we believe the image was taken. And unbelievable high degree of accuracy. So I think anything where we find more victims wins for me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I've never thought about that about Jiffy Lube. We've always just been Jiffy Lube. We never think twice about it, but you put it in a new perspective. I'll never look at it the same ever. Sorry, Jiffy Lube.
It just in case we get sponsorship. It's like, I thought it was like Love Honey here in the UK. If there's any sponsorship going Love Honey, then please do send me some free stuff. But yeah, Jiffy Lube to me sounds like I say a sex shop.
It does, now that you actually convert my brain over to that. Like, I'll never see it the same again. I'm like, Jiffy Lube. They do have lubricants there, in all fairness.
When me and Liam were in Canada, we saw the shop. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like, why is all these guys queuing up in the cars to go there? It's like, this is really strange.
They're lined up out the door, literally.
Really good shop.
A drive-through sex shop, brilliant. You know, it's not.
That's pretty funny.
That's a wasted hire of a car, I tell you, but fair enough.
Now, you guys have a webinar coming up as well, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, we have the webinar coming up about how we can use the tools for reviewing and finding CSAM quicker. So, yeah, it's an overview, quick overview, really, because there's hundreds of capabilities in the tool. But we'll show you how to use your NICMEC cyber tips reports, use the AI to review and find CSAM that are first generation material. The database, if people are interested, we'll show you how to use the global Online database. So yeah, that'll be really good for a good overview if people haven't seen the product as a first sort of look and feel of it.
Yeah. If you guys are interested, I just put it in chat, and I'll be sure to put it in the description as well, so people can easily find it. They don't have to wait till this part of the episode pops in there. They can just track it. It's showing on the screen now, but it's long, plain English. But go into chat, and you'll be able to literally click it from chat. Megan's reminding us. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. I did forgot to say the most important part. It is it's Wednesday at 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern time. So that is 7 p.m. where you guys are at. I think something like that.
Yes, we'll be having more beers on Wednesday, so being presented.
Even if it's 8 a.m., it doesn't matter. You can still have a beer. That's just a standard to be on cybersecurity. What's that? Sorry?
It's 7 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, right? For sure. So again, that's down there, and the webinar is next Wednesday. I don't know the date. I can't convert it in my head really quickly. But if you're watching this in the post, if you come across this sometime after the webinar, doesn't matter if you miss it, it's still going to be there. We're going to put it into replay mode almost immediately. June 19th is what Megan says. So I don't know what I do without Megan, and I wouldn't be able to get anything done. So June 19th, if you're watching this after June 19th, the webinar is still there. That exact same link that I just showed you, it'll be at that location, and you can go and just watch the recording on it as well. I forgot to also tell you, if you guys have any questions, make sure I'm not keeping a real close eye on chat. If you have any questions for Tom or Liam, please feel free to ask, and I'll make sure that I pop it up on the screen and they can answer your questions. But if not, what's another way that they can get a hold of you? Again, keep in mind that if you do give away your email address, you're giving it away on YouTube, just to be clear. So I'll leave that to your discretion, whether you choose to do that or not.
Yeah, the normal. Contact us through the website. So it is just www.themantic21.com. Contact us page. Don't bombard my email address. It's not difficult. I am the only Tom in the company. But honestly, if people are needing help and assistance, we see investigations all over the world. So if you have a particular case that you're thinking, I'm just stuck, I don't know what to do next, we may be able to put you in contact with people that can help, or we'll give you advice and help as well. So please, we're definitely a friendly, hopefully approachable company. We're here to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys haven't learned that they're friendly by now, you've missed part of the episode for sure. And they like Master Chief. You have to absolutely go with these guys. Liam, do you have anything to add to that for folks that are looking for help? And
no, just for me, just reach out. Even if you're not using S21 and we can help you save a kid or find a kid, or you want to just talk through your investigation and what you've got, and we can try and give you some ideas from the experience we've got from working with thousands of investigators across the world. We're not going to charge you for that. Just talk to us. And if you've got a case where you think S21 could help me save a kid, just contact us. We'll send you a copy. Not for a year, but we'll certainly send you enough to make sure we can help out. I think that's the key thing. We're not a company about just money. That's not how we work. And if you are a department that's paying for the software and you want to try something out, we're not. It's not about money. We only you use it. You make sure you're happy with it for as long as you need it to make sure before you even dream about having to buy it. But given we're significantly cheaper than the only other alternative out there, even contacting us might half your renewal cost if they have to match us, which will always save you a few quid, which means you can put a bit more back into the budget, help yourself with mental well-being, maybe buy some new chairs, TV for the wall, something to help you guys out. Reinvest that money back into helping your team out.
That's awesome. And just to prove a point, we apparently do work on X. I posted it up on the screen there. Someone's thanking you for integrating Project Vic schema as well. So,
yeah, that's fine. Kelly, just one more thing. Just obviously being said about software. I know there was a comment about how we get free software. If you're part of the Homeland Security, if you're part of HSI Heroes through the Hero Corps, reach out to us. Your licenses are totally free. It's one of the initiatives that we think is absolutely amazing. That we take vets, we put them back into another career where they're making such a positive difference. They will never pay for the software. So if you are a HSI hero, reach out. Not going to cost you a thing. You've got the software forever.
That's very cool.
I believe IASIS as well, Tom. We did the same.
Yeah, the IASIS crew. So if anyone's IASIS this year, reach out. Software's free for you for a year as well. The HSI is different. They get it free forever. IASIS, you go it for a year for free.
That's awesome. There's a lot of students that go through there too. Was it? You were down there the same time I was, Tom, actually.
Yeah.
That was a massive classroom. I can't believe it's like 320. Is that what they said?
Yeah, I think that's 350 and 180 trainers. Yes.
It's insanity. Yeah, we were trying to measure. It's like, is this room bigger than at least a football stadium? And I believe the answer was it was doggone close. Yeah, it was that large. Imagine, because there's like, I think it's like 6 big screens across the front, so you can see. It's like being at a rock concert for digital forensics. It was an interesting scenario for sure. Yeah, that's a lot of license you guys give out for that. So kudos to you guys again. So I applaud you for that. And just keep up the good work. And guys, don't forget, if you want to learn more, There's a webinar coming up on June 19th. I posted the link into chat. I'm going to immediately, as soon as the episode's over, I'm going to run over to the description and make sure that link to that webinar is there as well. And we have someone here from the Hero Corp. Says that's very cool. I'll start using it on Monday here at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, in the CID section. There you go. Awesome stuff. You guys have a fan base that's following you around. Didn't even know it. Look at that. Well, very cool. Liam and Tom, thank you very much for hanging out with us for the last hour. I can't believe it's been an hour. It flew right by. And guys, don't forget you can reach out to them. Just go to the website. Again, I posted links to that right attached to this episode. If you're on the YouTube side, I'll go and we'll post some more stuff. Just look through our social feeds. You'll definitely find the episode for this elsewhere. Links back to it, and the webinar is going to be the real thing. So if this sparked your interest in it, the webinar is going to give you that extra deeper dive and to see some of the things that are going on with their software. Again, Liam, Tom, thank you guys so much. Don't go anywhere. I got to do this crazy outro music. If I can find my button here. Yeah, I got to do the outro music. And again, thanks very much. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for everyone listening as well. Thank you.
Thank you.